That's another reason I like it. It's kind of like the lighter that Wayne used to do. Or, yeah, same vibes.
That lighter flick.
Welcome to Thicc Boy Fight Club. I'm your Balkan boy,
Tyson the Beast.
and today we have a special guest, Juno Award winning producer, the one and only Rich Kid.
Yo. What's good?
And for the Thicc Boy restaurant shoutouts, I'm gonna do this new place I randomly found in Oakville, because Oakville has indoor dining back open, so I had to make a trip out there.
To that.
This place called Orda. It's a ORDA. It's a Uyghur. I hope I'm saying that right. Restaurant. I'm sure you guys know about them. They've kind of been in the news, but if you want to go find out about their culture and their cuisine, they got some unreal food. Everything they eat is pretty much like lamb based. So I had some lamb soup, lamb shank, this like lamb meal with noodles. So like unreal food. I actually can't wait to go back. You got to check it out.
All right, so for me, always keeping it at Etobicoke, another lakeshore spot, empanada company. They're actually owned by the same people who own Woody's, if I believe correctly, as of now. Right there,
Woody's Burger.
right next to Woody's Burger. That's where these came from. So they got everything from lobster empanadas when we have lobster. There's actually a lobster shortage in the city, if you don't know this. So,
Probably because this guy ate them all.
I did actually have them last night. They got seafood, braised beef. They have little Jamaican patty empanadas. They got what else?
The Nutella
Buffalo
empanadas
chicken,
too.
Nutella. I mean, it's one of the most fire spots for empanadas in the city.
Rich Kid, you got a spot?
I got a couple spots, but for one, what I went to the other night was George's Chicken, downtown, right on. It's close by Sherborne and Dundas, right across from like a Papa John's. It's just like barbecue rotisserie chicken spot.
It's the hood, bro.
Like, yeah, it's right in the hood. So you'll probably see a 1-2 crackhead like roaming around the front. Like that's how you know it's authentic. You have to see the crackheads, food heads. Not inside. Well, sometimes they be inside asking for money. So you just ignore them and buy your food and you'll be good.
Nice. What'd you get?
I got chicken and spaghetti. I got a half chicken, and like spaghetti with the Parmesan cheese on it. And then, I brought it home, so then I like cut up like some avocados, ate it with that.
Trying to sprinkle some health on it.
Well, not on it. I have the avocados on the side. I don't like putting avocados in the sauce. I kind of like, I like my shit separate.
Okay.
I don't mix it too much.
You like when you eat, you
Get
don't like
queasy.
it touching,
Yeah.
Separate on the plate.
Like some
Yeah.
separation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel you. Well, yeah. I couldn't wait to get Rich Kid on here. I've known him for a few years. We're not in the same industry, but we crisscross. I do security in the concerts, so like, I've snuck him into a few actually.
Yeah. A couple like rap stuff. Like I think there was there one dance hall one? No, you told me to come to the dance hall one. I don't think I made it.
Yeah.
For some rap shit.
The Jesse Reyes show, I think. Were you at the Pusha T show?
Which one?
The one where
people threw shit at him?
yeah, where OVO threw. Yeah, okay.
I wish I was there.
Yeah, but yeah. So, yeah, and he's been training. I gotta say, like he's doing really good.
Thank you, bro.
You know? I actually didn't recognize him when I think a year or two went by, and I was like, bro, it's like somebody took your head and just put on a different body. I gotta say, bro, you've been really putting the work in.
I had to slim up because, bro, it's like once you get to a point where you're trying to tie your shoelaces and you're like getting tired, bro. I'm just like, yo, wait, hold on, okay. Before I do this bunny ear, I need like 5 minutes, like just to breathe. Okay, go back in. Like I didn't like that feeling, and I don't know. It's after Raptors won the championship, it just gave me that energy. I was just like, fuck it, man. If we could win a chip, fuck,
I could do anything.
I could do anything,
Man
bro.
was tired at the celebration.
I felt like fucking
World
Kevin
champions.
Garnett. Anything's possible. So yeah, just hit the gym, and then eventually my homie O'Shea, who comes to the gym, he was just like, yo, come box. Like it's a good way to like lose weight, cardio, learn some techniques and shit. Actually learn how to fight, because I just been throwing hood hands the whole time. Right? Like,
Now we're gonna see a jab set that big right hand up.
Now they're gonna actually see the technique at work, right? So yeah, he brought me in last summer, and then then I seen you like literally maybe like 2 weeks after I went there, or maybe like after first or second week. I met you as well too, and like, yeah, man, it's a good vibe in there. Everybody's cool, everybody supportive and building each other up, and it's just we all support each other's endeavors. You know what I mean? It's dope.
Yeah, I love the energy there. I gotta say, what do you get most out of it since you've been starting to do boxing? Like, what do you feel like it translates to in other aspects in your life now?
Just some I guess some discipline, right? Because as you get older, nobody can tell you what to do. You do what you want to do, right? Mm-hmm. But if you just live a life where you just do everything you want to do and just not really focus on the things you have to do, then you go off the wayside, and that's how a nigga like me got fat. Like, I was just like, never see myself like this in the mirror. And it's like, if I was okay with the weight, if I was able to deal with it, if I lived like that all my life, maybe it'd be different, right? Yeah. But like, I always been a skinny nigga, so I could just feel it, right? Like, I just feel my titties flapping and shit when I'm jumping up and down. I was feeling it. So I was just like, my nigga, I gotta change. And it was like, I never been afraid of the gym. I always hit the gym here and there, like, especially when I was like on tour. You know what I mean? I always like go to the gym hotels, like when we're doing a couple dates and stuff like that, and just hit the weights and hit the gym. But this is the first time I've really took it serious, just because I want to, like, I know I'm getting older. Yeah. I know it's like, nigga, like, nigga, like, we go downhill in fucking health after you hit your 30s. So you have to do shit to maintain it. And I was like, yo, the boxing shit is like really a thing that's like consistently giving me cardio. It's a challenge. And like the vibes around me are great too, and they're pushing me. And then I come in with my nigga Bleak, and I'm pushing him. You know what I mean? Like, now he's moving away. I feel like I'm training him. Like, you feel like,
see that. Yeah,
once you get exactly. Once you get trained, you feel like you could train one of your homies, and you pass on the game.
That's the point, though. It kind of spreads, right? Like, this is the type of thing you want.
It spreads. So yeah,
that's
a
on
great
the
thing
guidance
about it.
that you got.
Yeah. Everything I'm learning from other people, I'm passing it on to the homies and trying to get them on it too, because it's like, yo, we getting older. Like, we ain't.
And it's not really just about health. Health is wealth. We all know that. Like, the most important thing, like they always say, a healthy man has a million wishes. An unhealthy man only has one.
Amen.
So, but aside from that, one thing that you mentioned, the discipline. Tyson actually is a big believer, and like I get that from him a lot, because he's a big inspiration. Is discipline is freedom.
Amen.
You know what I mean? And the more disciplined you are with things, and the more you can put away, delayed gratification and things like that, the more freedom you actually have to do things, because you could do things others can't.
And you enjoy it more.
Facts.
So like, this is something I've always, because I've had boys that have been in the industry, and then even just the culture of the hip hop culture, right? So do you attribute any of that to why you gained the weight? Because I know I have friends, they always say, like, if a boxer starts rapping, that's the time to start betting against them. We've seen that. I don't know how many times. In fact, Tyler Woodley, Adrian Broner, Roy Jones, and so. I know a lot of people, when they get it, it's almost sometimes they feel like they have to be living that, where you're swagging a lot.
You're never gonna stop.
Which then leads to eating. Yeah. I like eating anyway, right?
So the stereotype of rap life is not really a healthy one. It's doing a lot of drugs. It's it's mainly the drugs and like up all night type shit.
Yeah, the erratic eating habits,
alcohol. You know what I mean? And like, when you're on the road, you tend to eat a lot of bullshit. Like, I was eating a lot of shit on the road. Like,
of course.
Like, when I was touring from fucking, Vancouver to Winnipeg and going back, doing dates and going back. It was just like.
It's a long drive.
It was a crazy long drive. But, in Canada, you kind of have to do that, because flying to each location is expensive.
Man, it's cheaper to fly.
You don't make no show money when you do that. So. Like, just eat McDonald's and fucking burgers and pubs and all that kind of shit. Like, it just, like that's kind of like what you got to do. Hip hop doesn't tell you to eat right, eat greens, and eat that kind of, like, nobody's telling you that kind of shit. So, it's not really promoted. The healthy lifestyle is not really promoted. But I think, now we're in a space where, like, there's all different types of music. There's all different types of, like, I heard like some fucking positive affirmation, like mantra music the other day, like a rapper named, I think his name was Londrell, and his raps are like on some meditation shit. Like, it's like a meditation.
My girl listens to
that. Tell me more.
Yeah, Londrell, I'll show you shit later.
Write that
down.
But
it's like some, like, so I feel like there's going to be a space for a rapper to come and talk about some healthy shit. and like make strictly like just gym music. Like there's gonna be like a genre. There's just gotta be that.
Well, you
nigga
got like
that does it.
Chronics and dancehall. He's got like songs about spirulina and like making like eating
Like
fruits
I,
and
I
veggies.
feel,
and,
I feel like Jamaican artists, whether reggae or like the old school reggae or whether it's dancehall,
They were on this
They
tip time
always
ago.
been telling you what to
Yeah.
kind of eat, like whether it's Magnum, to beat up the pum pum, right? Like the Magnum
Get that
or-
ginseng in you.
right? Like, they're talking about, always drinking that Irish moss and, doing, so I feel like it's always, have you ever, you watch that guy Maccabee?
Yeah,
That guy?
yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, songs about cucumbers.
Yeah,
and-
bro. I be going back to his channel, like,
Yeah,
really
it's
just
like
to act-
educational.
I'm really actually getting, like, information from this
Yeah.
nigga, and he's doing it. He's like, cucumber.
Yeah,
I know
Cucumber.
exactly.
You know
I've
what I'm
seen
talking
on
about?
Instagram,
Michael
yeah.
Villa.
I've seen
Cucumber
some
with the
clips.
seed. Give you what you need.
I've seen
Something.
some clips.
Yo,
Eat the
and,
pumpkin,
and then he
you know?
gets you bopping. You're like,
Before you
Yo,
know it, you're
learning.
like cooking a stew. You're
You're
like,
feeling it,
oh,
yeah.
let me throw
I'm
that.
learning. You're like, this nigga really fucking. So it's just like I've entered that new stage in my life where it's just like that health is wealth thing is really true, and like I'm willing to like take in anything that's positive. So if there's a rapper that like I'll produce him. I'm just making like health rap.
Bless him.
Health rap,
Nigga dropping some health rap. If you doing that health rap, health is wealth rap. Let's get it.
But now you're noticing, because hip hop now is older, right? So now we like, I watch like Drink Champs out. Now we're trying to see like, some of your favorite rappers in their 40s and 50s.
Yeah.
And
They're
you're seeing
opening
that's a
juice
big
bars.
thing now, right? Like I remember when 50 Cent was already like that, but like Dr. Dre, when he started getting fit, the whole thing with Rick Ross losing weight after all his, is what he's having strokes, a bunch of these dudes. So like I'm noticing more rappers are talking about it, but that is an irony, is that now in the fight game we're having trouble where too many fighters are trying to become rappers. Like they always say rappers want to be athletes, athletes want to be rappers, and like it's like the rap game is like killing some of our favorite fighters. Like
Ain't no rappers want to be
it's killing
fighters.
me. Like it's killing me. Yo. Like,
Ain't no rappers want to be fighters.
but I'm noticing all of them are boxing. Wiz Khalifa boxes, Ty. Like boxing seems to be a consistent thing for
Training,
a lot
yeah.
of them.
But it's the lifestyle,
but
They don't want to be fighters.
he ain't gonna be professional.
Yeah.
But you
You've
got-
seen me. You've
But,
seen me.
but I
throw
feel
hip
like
pads.
there's
Come on.
professionals that really want, like professional boxers that really
Really
want
wanna
to
rap.
professional rap. Because
So what do you
like-
think that is?
Because everybody wants to be a rapper. And so, like music is universal. Music is one thing that every single person is going to get into. Different types of music, but just the aspect of music, right? Versus sports, where it's like you have to like be dedicated to it as a fan or as a person that's into it, right? Or you could just be a casual. But there's people that just don't take to it at all, right? So it's like for
Because I love music, but I have zero musical talent, so
Right.
I wouldn't even.
And you
I
accept
know
it.
how to appreciate it, but like I'm never gonna try. You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah,
gonna-
you
know.
But I think with
Big Boy
certain,
Entertainment coming soon, man. Y'all never know.
with
man.
certain
You're right.
guys, they don't
I bless
understand.
y'all with something.
Like you might bust a freestyle here and there, though. You know
I
what
had
mean?
my
Like,
8
just-
Mile
just-
moments.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
every
you have
white
your
boy
drunk
did.
moments.
Like,
I know you had
every
your
white
drunk
boy
moments.
did when 8 Mile came out. I had my notepad. I had my whole
B-Rabbit.
rhymes.
You're like, yo, I'll tell them a whole story.
I had
They
the
never
right.
heard that refugee.
Do rag on and everything. But like
I still have to do rag.
the two tone,
How'd you used
yo,
to
they
tie
had
it?
It's light
two
blue,
tone
it's light
do
blue.
rags.
How'd you used to tie it, guy?
The wrong way. But yeah, go ahead.
I remember two tone do rags, man.
that was
I miss
good,
those
bro.
days. I miss those days. But like I just feel like with boxers when they look at rap, they look at like, yo, I'm around these rappers, right?
I'm
Like,
just as swaggy.
I have this money that they talk about. I have the bitches that they talk. I have this lifestyle. Why can't I be a rapper, man? So they take that freestyle that you're just spitting drunk. They're like, I got the money. I can do it now.
Yeah.
Right, and that's why certain guys, whether Adrian Broner or like whoever's rapping,
Roy Jones did
Roy
it.
Jones.
But Roy
Tyler
Jones had
Wood.
some fire tracks. Come on.
No, listen. Like, I'm not knocking.
Hey, we
some-
listened to it in the boxing gym. That's for sure.
I wouldn't say fire.
He had some moments that I smoke, I drink. Like at least where I was in case people were hyped at, right?
smoke,
Now it was mostly because
I
he had
drink.
a no limit artist, but yeah, he wasn't ever gonna be Jay-Z, right? Like
Yeah,
nobody
like,
argued
no,
that.
fire is like, come on, man. We have to.
But I think he lost more than he.
If
gained.
you're gonna call your favorite artist fire, you can't call everybody else fire. Like you can't, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
they
yeah.
don't. It was all right. It
I
was
would-
passable, man.
It was passable.
Y'all must have forgot.
niggas was bumping that shit, right?
The world watching.
That's when his career fell off, bro.
Y'all
Like,
must have forgot.
And I didn't think anything about it with him. Then it happened to Broner. I was like,
Can't
okay,
be
he just likes to
moved, can't
party.
be stopped.
Then it happened with Woodley, and I'm like, damn, man.
Woodley was the worst.
They gotta
Oh
stop
my
rapping,
God.
man. Like, I just know it's not a good sign when my favorite fighter starts rapping. I just feel it. Like, now I know, like, oh.
Did
this is
Bernard
that.
Hopkins ever rap?
Nah, thank God. He was fighting his
He was
50s.
around some rappers.
Yeah, he definitely was. Who else started trying to rap? Didn't Zap Judah try to do a little something?
It wouldn't be surprised.
Am I tripping just because he feels like he was like a...
I'm glad Mike
I
Tyson
remember
never
seeing
tried.
him in a Lil Kim video.
I can't remember if he ever actually rap, right? He feels like
He
he
was
was
in a
old
Lil
Junior
Kim
Mafia
video,
member,
but
Brooke. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think he was.
But every fighter I know that started rapping,
It
it's
would have
always
been
the
crazy if Mike Tyson rapped.
I was just thinking that.
That would
bars, bro. I would bump that.
That's one thing.
I would
the
bump
world-
that out of
the-
fear
We
and
as the
respect.
world were robbed of.
And it would have
A
been
Mike
grimy.
Tyson rap album.
It would have been grimy.
That
rap
would have
squad.
been
With his
grimy
lisp?
and
Oh my
funny
God.
at the same fucking
grimy.
Oh, yeah.
that.
Yo, I'm coming for my niggas. We about to shoot you with the triggers. Yeah.
And he's smart too. He got, you know what I mean?
Yo, dog, it'd be crazy lisp. It'd be amazing.
Imagine he had
I
a
love it.
secret recording with Tupac nobody knows about.
Oh, bro, well, you remember he used to follow like tours around the country, and it was like Bentley and stuff. He talked stories about like he would just go on tour with people and just follow them behind in his luxury car every city. He did that with like LL Cool J a couple times. Like
He was at most of
that
Tupac's
guy, bro.
concerts
Like,
back in the day.
he was part of the culture for real.
But I think even back then it was like a thing where rappers were like this thing where like you're an actor. Like I think as time got, you know, as we get closer to the times now, like people had this view of rappers like, oh yeah, he's just a performer, he just does that, and then rappers became more real.
Yeah.
And shit, like whether it's real as the regular man or real like, oh, he really is a gangster. He really did shoot niggas. He really did go to jail. He really did do all these stabbings. Like he's that kind of guy, right? And it's like with these when boxers that get money, they see these guys, they're just like, yo, you're already on. I can bypass that part, right? Like we're now at a next phase of it where there's kids that are just, yo, I shoot guns, I do this. They don't even have to live that life.
Yeah.
It's just they're on, right? So it's like they're like, yo, I can bypass that. They understand the era like before. I had to prove that, and I don't have to prove it. I just need my money, right?
So,
the money and the visibility will get me out there. So it's like I understand why they try it, but it's like if you're not good, you're not good. Like if you don't have nothing to offer the game, if you don't have a story, nobody really cares, you know?
Yeah, you might make a 1-2 hit because you had a dope beat and you know you said some catchy tunes, but those guys don't last.
Yeah. So I'm sure you noticed then, like what you just brought up is how now a lot of times the artist doesn't even have to have as much talent necessary as long as they have a good street cred and all that, right?
Yeah.
But now we're seeing that that's not even a good enough sense. Sometimes you just have to pretend to have the street cred. That's become like a new thing.
Yeah.
Right? Like this Tekashi 6ix9ine thing, like that was one of that exposed the rap game in a big way. Like especially like how quick people fell for it.
But like Rick Ross wasn't he like a corrections officer? And he took
that's
real-
not-
but at least
that's
he had
not-
some street, like at least his. But yeah, I'm not.
Yeah,
He
they
probably
had the
like,
photos.
and that's the thing. I don't even take that away from Rick Ross. The only thing I don't like about the Rick Ross thing is like he lied.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to lie about it. Just
But isn't
say,
it
like,
crazy
yeah,
is
I was an officer. That's all I got to say about
You're
it.
lying. You're
Because
packaging
now
it.
I could be like, okay, yo, he is an officer, but like, yo, who knows he wasn't moving drugs through the
No, that's what he implied. That's exactly what he
Nigga,
implied.
he
Right?
could have been working for the South.
No, he basically implied that the whole time.
South
yeah.
crazy like that. So it's just like, but he lied about it. So that's why I kind of looked at him shifty. And then with 6ix9ine, it's like, you know, he could have if the whole time this guy said like, yo, I'm not actually a street gangster. I just make this music because I can make whatever the fuck I want. Because I feel like his fans would still love him.
You think?
He's
because-
still making hit music.
Because
Probably, right?
rap music is in a weird space right now where there's people that they're just ironic of what you know rap to be because
I feel like that
because
video-
that's how generations are. The generation that comes ahead of yours doesn't want to fucking be like you.
No, I
They
agree with that.
They want to be opposite. You might even be cool. You might think you're the epitome of your generation's the epitome of real. They're like, no, we're opposite of your
No, it's
fucking
true.
generation.
Like
'Cause
Lil
that's
Uzi
what-
Vert, yeah.
That's what we are to the generations before us, right?
No, that's a fact.
We
They
feel
think
like,
our stuff
yo,
was goofy. Yeah, it's true.
yeah, we're just like, yo, you niggas was on some weird. Nah, like we.
Man, you ever look at the fashion?
We boost
early
ourselves up
2000s?
because we're like we seen technology.
Well, I would say that's more like a Lil Uzi
But these
Vert,
kids
right?
don't give a fuck about that. They're like, we are technology, nigga.
They've been
we're
using
robots.
they've been
nigga.
using iPads since they
We're
were
AI,
2 years
nigga.
old. You know.
Yeah, I mean,
But I feel like that's more like the Tekashi thing. I think he got famous because of that video where everyone was wondering who's this dude who looks like a clown with actual real bloods, right? Like, I feel like that's what it was. The video, same with like Bobby Shmurda. A lot of times that was the video that put you on.
Gummo.
Yeah, Gummo, right? So I feel like if he wouldn't have came in, because that's why anybody I think listened to him, they're like, who is? I thought he was the plug. That was the only logic. I was like, for these dudes to be rocking one like this, he's Mexican. I figured, I was like, oh, this is the plug, and he's just some weird.
He's just a
Mexican
weirdo.
dude.
Yeah,
That's-
he's just a weirdo.
I thought he was the
I
plug.
honestly, I'm not gonna say I seen through it. I was just like,
I didn't see through it.
I
thought he was the
just
plug.
felt like, because I already know that's not new. Like you're the rapper, right, in the middle of it, and you have this crew of guys that like, yo, we choose him to be that guy.
Oh, that's
like
my majority. I agree. Yeah, that's normal.
I didn't know, you know what I mean? And then, you know, I heard and seen things of pictures of who he used to be as before the
See,
snitching
you probably
shit.
saw. Okay, so
Because
I
they put
didn't
it out, like they put it like, a picture of him wearing blue bandanas or whatever. Like, oh yeah, he used
pretend to be a crib. I
he
see. I know
pretended
what
to
you're
be a crip, and then that picture of him like with a girl, and he's like wearing this church uniform.
in the sweater vest and
And the sweater
swaggy. I was
vest.
like,
that came out before he snitched. So, you know, people were like kind of clowning him on that. Like, how do you go from that to this, right? Because you know, I wanted to see who this because he was actually entertaining me. He was
entertaining.
He was very
I was
entertaining.
entertained,
He
bro.
was funny. You know, his little
The
back and
trolling.
forth with 50, I loved it. I was just like, this is heartwarming. Two trolls going at it. But I always looked at it as, okay, this is the little nigga from the hood that these gangsters seen like, yo, let's make money off this.
Yeah.
Let's fund them. Because I worked as a producer with artists that are funded by these gangs, right? But they have nothing to do with
the
that
street.
gang
That's
life, right?
common, yeah.
But I just didn't know it went to this extent. Then it went into, you know, ordering hits on cheap.
Yeah,
cheap
that's
it
like-
went down a certain road. I'm just like, where is this going? And then it goes to the ratting, and then it's like I wasn't surprised at the ratting because I already knew this nigga wasn't really
about that
involved.
shit.
Like,
I knew he was gonna rat from the jump.
these street
But that's-
niggas don't
I
have like
knew he
this
was
blonde, you know, or rainbow wig shit. That's not gang. Like that's not. They don't do
But
that.
they're packaging
But
a
they-
lifestyle that they don't live at all,
But-
right? And
but
then
they're selling
they're
it.
selling it.
They're selling it.
They're selling it, but look at who they're selling it to. You know, like you always talk about, who majority listens to this music.
It's
Right?
kids now, right? But I wasn't even
Kids in the
knocking it.
suburbs,
Like, I
kids
liked
that
that
have
song.
never-
I'd heard the song before seeing the video.
Yeah,
so that was another thing.
He
That,
has some tunes.
that was another thing when I heard the song. Oh, this is hard. And I saw the video. I was like, what am I? I was so confused. So I was like, oh, this guy's the plug. Like, this is what the plugs are doing behind the scenes. Like, they dress like this. Because I know a lot of rich Mexican niggas act, they get weird with their money. I literally thought that at first. And then, like I said, I found out about his stuff from before. But I wasn't. Now, were you surprised about his bounce back? About
No.
where he is now? So, you're not surprised about it. I told people he was going to be fine. I said that.
Yo, for me, like I'm
Not
like
surprised
I
at all.
predict a lot of shit. I predicted Trump was gonna win. I predict the worst shit because it's like it makes me feel comfortable. Because if I don't, if I'm not right, then nobody
Blessed.
remembers.
And
You
it's
know what I mean?
blessed.
None of my people remember. But when I say the wrong shit, just the the hot take, I know it's gonna stick. So like Trump, I knew Kawhi was gonna leave. Even if we won a
know.
championship, this is before we won a championship. I was like, yo, if we win a championship, Kawhi's gonna leave.
Yeah, 'cause
They're
it
like,
boosted
what?
his
Why?
stock. It boosted his stock.
Because he didn't want to be here. It was,
Yeah.
You know, the clues are there, right? There's always clues for me to say that, right? So for me, like, with the whole 6ix9ine situation, it's just like there's nothing that really surprised me about it. Nothing really. It's just like the things. It just made me laugh when he was like saying everybody's name in court. He was like, "Yo, Cardi B is blood."
I was
Jim
dead.
Jones.
Jim Jones. They had Jim Jones on the court. I was like,
that was actually the only surprising thing that he named Cardi B and Jim
I
Jones.
was just surprised by how much they let him into
Like,
their circle.
Why are
be
you
able to-
doing it? Like
But he
why?
knew
Are
this
you,
much,
like
yeah.
it was like he wasn't even taking shit serious because they're not gonna indict Cardi B. She
Not
didn't do
over
it.
that.
But
The Jim situation was bad.
But the funny thing is, we're speculating. What is Cardi B into? Like, what is she really gang? Like, because nobody knows. Nobody knows outside of it's just like
Of the
any
New York blood
situations
thing, yeah.
that go on with us. The world don't know, right? The world's just gonna speculate on one rumor and just keep it going. So it's like this nigga just kept the rumor mill going. He was like, he's basically like how top 5 is in the city, like how he just does stupid shit.
That's a perfect
and makes,
example.
And makes energy. It's
Attention.
that same shit. There's these guys that are kind of like the Joker. Like they played like the Joker. And
That's
Yeah, it
exactly
reminds me,
what
it
it
reminds me of a class clown. Yeah, yeah.
to create chaos for us to talk about and be like, oh, that's crazy. Like
They don't care what kind of attention it is.
they
as
don't
long as
care
it's
about
attention.
the quality of what they're doing necessarily more than the attention that it's bringing.
Well, that's the new thing. Like that's
Right,
why
the
people can
appeal.
get famous for being outraged. You don't even have to be an artist to get famous for being outrageous. Now,
That's
right?
viral society, right? Like it's all born off this need to go viral, right? To immediately shock people so the numbers go up, so people are sharing it at a high rate. Like that's what we do now. It's ingrained in how we promote and how we sell.
Yep.
So it's like the youngins are just automatically trained to do it now. Like, right? Like it's just kind of like how we were trained to do shit in our own kind of rudimentary ways without the internet.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I was because I remember that whole situation. Then like Bobby Shmurda got locked up. I used to tell people like, these are examples that majority of the rappers aren't what they claim. Because Bobby Shmurda's gang was involved in a lot of stuff. If you look how big that indictment was, how big this one with him, Casanova's going through one right now. I go, this is proof that if you're actually what a lot of these guys claim, the feds always know. You can't be a famous rapper and still at the level.
Yeah,
level
and
a lot of
still
these guys
do
are
all
claiming.
that stuff on the side. Yeah.
Like the GS9, they were not making a lot of money like that, and look how quickly they came down on them, right? So it makes you wonder how many of these rappers are lying.
But that's the thing. He was being, and that whole crew was being investigated for a long time.
Yeah.
Like those kind of RICO cases are built over a year.
Exactly.
Right. So they were watching them niggas, and I think when Bobby Shmurda dropped the first two tunes, they didn't know how big it was gonna be, but it was like, yeah, he's indicting certain guys.
I think they expedited the case because of it. Yeah.
Right. Like in a hot nigga. You know what I mean? So
That
certain
video
guys
blew up
named-
too.
That video blew up. It became a meme. It was viral. It hit.
It
So
defined
then
viral.
after that, this nigga has a career. He signs with Epic. I think my homie Sean Money XL. He signed him to Epic. Signs also fucking Roddy Rebel. You know what I mean? They drop computers. They drop fucking Bobby bitch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fucking Drake brings him out at a show. You know what I mean? He's like on
blew
top
up.
of the world, right? And then something happens. They go to Barclays Center to perform in the same clothes they did whatever they did in. And then, the whole gang gets taken down for like on a RICO kind of level case where they crushed the gang, right? They took out the main guys. And then he originally had to do what, 9? And then I guess, and then took some time for Roddy Rebel to get out.
That's why Roddy. Yeah,
Or no, sorry. He originally had 5, and Roddy.
He would have gotten less if he would have.
Yeah. So basically, yeah. So he took more time to get Roddy out first, and that's the thing. I think I don't know. I don't know if Bobby is maybe not scared. He might have already recorded, but I think he doesn't want to come out and miss. Right? Like, so that's why we haven't heard nothing yet. Like,
I don't blame him. That's a lot to live up to.
Like for a nigga like T Grizzly, he had nothing before it.
So it didn't matter.
For first day out, it's just like, oh.
King Von, same thing.
Right?
It's like, yeah, they don't care.
Right? You don't care. But like for a nigga like you, last time you were out, you had the place on Smash, and that's probably been one of the biggest songs of that decade.
Oh yeah, easy in hip hop.
It actually brought New York rap back.
The whole drill scene is based off that,
right? Like it's New York's whole wave is Bobby Shmurda brought back that wave. So it's like now when you're coming out and you make a misstep,
Well, that's because Roddy Rebel's in everything now. I'm seeing him in remixes to videos. I'm like, whoa, he's everywhere. He's on Complex sneaker buying, and you haven't seen nothing from Bobby.
Because everybody is showing them love because they were solid. That's what being solid gets you.
Fresh off of the Tekashi.
Yeah, you got to do some years. You did the crime though, so that's what comes with it.
Well, that time wasn't as bad as it should have been if they were broke. But see, actually, that's the thing. That's what gets you when you're solid and you're respected. Yeah. Right? Because you could keep it solid and not really be a guy, and then it really did a lot of time.
You just did a whole bunch of years for niggas that don't care for you. Yeah. And you came out broke. Nobody took care of your family.
Maybe Tekashi felt like that was gonna happen with him.
Well, Tekashi was facing way more time. They had Tekashi strung up. He was done. He was trying to order hits. He was doing all.
Yeah, but Tekashi was done out early. He had to do a little bit of jail time. He good. I think he signed $1 million deal before he came out.
Yeah, he was his
like a couple multi-million-dollar deal.
If he fights it, he would have been done. Like they were at his throat. It was a way different.
Yeah, let's stop talking about that guy.
that would have been it.
Well, what have you been up to? What's been going on in the music industry? These days?
Fuck, man. A lot, man. I've been working with this girl named Idman. She's from my I work with a program called the Remix Project in Toronto, and it's a incubator that takes about like 50 youth from around the city into like different streams of programming, like recording arts, creative arts, business arts. I run the recording with a dude named Ricky, and basically helps them through workshops and lessons and meetups and all types of like field trips and different things like that, resources to get them into the entertainment industry. So,
sounds like a school.
Yeah, it's almost like that.
Yeah.
You know, we're trying to go for that funding and do things to, I guess, get to that level, but we're essentially like a youth program, right? So, she went through my youth program. When she graduated, she moved to LA, wanted to pursue music seriously, and we've been working. We dropped her first single at the end of last year, and it's been doing good. It's over 500,000 streams. Talks with labels and shit like that, and working on our EP, dropping the first video in a month or so. So, things been going good for her. So that's a project that I executive produce, songwrite. You know what I mean? That's my passion project right now. Because I never I've always been known for rap shit. So I really wanted to get in that R&B space and really like explore that. So it's been.
But you worked with a
that.
lot of different artists, no?
I've worked with a lot of R&B artists, but in terms of executive producing a whole project and writing the shit, getting on my Jermaine Dupri.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying.
I guess how I feel, like I'm on my Jermaine Dupri shit, and I'm just trying to we have, presidents of certain labels loving the shit, and I'm just like, okay, I know the pen's still there.
Yeah.
You dig what well, at least for the singing shit, because I used to write, letters to girls, I used to do a little poetry, So I just
you know what the first song I heard
just
from
wanted
you
the
was,
pen to,
what was that song called? Darling, take it slow.
Yeah. But yeah, that
That's
was
old.
that was more of a freaky track, and
That was a fire track.
and it was crazy how so many fucking youth programs or youth organizations would want me to perform at their events, and they want me to do that song. I'm like, do you know what the lyrics
They
are
don't.
about?
They just know the
talking
kids
about
like,
getting head in the
catchy
song
too.
and shit like that.
They're not picking up on that though.
But
what about that?
I remember at this organization around here, LAMP. There's an organization called LAMP around here, and they used to have a event called Ruckus. So I always used to be in this area, fucking doing performances, and a couple fiends around here too. My nigga actually used to live in that little fucking
The Tobago,
little thing right by Islington. So yeah, it was bucket season one summer.
What about that video you just dropped that I saw you with that coat? Because I remember that was the first time I'd seen that coat, the sriracha.
Yeah, shout out my man, nice.
Yeah, that's hard. Let them see that.
Nice
Let them see that coat, bro. What's going on with that? Is that just a one-off thing? Like what's that?
Yeah, so my group, Naturally Born Strangers, we're all like 3 solo artists, me, Tona, and Adam Bomb. We came together about like 6-7 years ago to make a project with a clothing line called Legends League, and we put it out. We toured with it. We won a Juno off it, and we just came back together to do some more shit. So we dropped our single at the top of the year, Sriracha. We dropped 2 singles, Sriracha and Michael's First Nose, and one of them is already in a video that we released earlier. So Sriracha is the newest video that we dropped about a week ago. It's doing well, it's on a couple
I like the way you shot that. That was dope.
Canadian, European blogs. We've been added to a couple playlists off it, a lot of people feeling the vibe, and yeah, I'm rocking my boy Nice. I'm rocking his coat in it. I got my man Aubrey on the saxophone in a mask, me and everybody been wondering who he is, so I'm giving him some shine right now.
Right.
But yeah, it's a video where we just trading bars outside in the fucking cold. It's Canada shit.
Yeah. So what's your Instagram so people can check you out, check out some of the stuff you're doing, the video, fire video by the way.
Respect. Instagram is at RichKidBeats, RichKiddBeats, and if you want to check out the Naturally Born Stranger shit, just go to naturallybornstrangers.com or .ca. I think it's .ca.
Run both.
Yeah. Run both.
And the remix project too, right?
And then the remixproject.ca if you want to check out more about what I do with the community. We're starting our new round with a new, I guess, cohort of youth that are going to take part in the program, and it's going to be kind of different because COVID, right? You can't have too many people in the space, so we're going to have like, you know, a limited amount of people in the space kind of working, but still able to use our studio, which is like, you know, Pro Tools dub. It's like well-designed studio, multi-$1,000 studio. You know what I mean? It's and help from you know, some OVO guys in terms of the design of the place. So it's good for them. You know,
Much respect, man.
It's a place for them to build. You know, like, you know, I wish I had that when I was a youth. Still, I'm actually like one of the first remix youth. I guess like I was in round one of it, like when the program started in like 2006. Because before that, it was a program called Inner City Visions, which was actually down the street over here on I don't know, the street past 13th. It's like goes this way, but yeah, I used to come down here when I had charges and you know, just record at the studio, and they would give me like probation hours and shit like that, you know, and sign my shit for me. And then this dude Gavin ended up saying like, yo, I want to turn this into something like a school, and then became Remix Project. So yeah, it's crazy how it's grown and how it's helping so many youth generation after generation, you know.
I gotta give you a lot of respect, not just for what you do for the music industry here in Toronto and for all the youth, but like even at Ridgeway, you know, the community basketball court that you built there. I was there for that opening. I mean, you're always going hard for your city, man. I really gotta say that.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah, you know, that's. I think I had to like do a lot of like community work in the city to kind of come back and understand how to do it around my neighborhood, because I wasn't really familiar with too much shit in terms of like how to hit up city council and how to, you know, find the right grants to pay for the shit.
That's a big deal.
You know, so big up to, you know, Canadian Tire Jumpstart, you know, Mississauga Rotary Club, fucking MLSE. You know what I mean? Like, those are the foundations that paid for the court. We got a grant done.
Yeah, I drove by the other day. It still looks beautiful, man.
Yeah, man. And because it hasn't been really used because of fucking COVID. You know what I mean?
Wild.
But and you know, usually I do my summer barbecues there where I like just bring out the whole hood. You know, old school niggas come out, young niggas come out. We feed everybody for free. You know, do giveaways, back to school shit. You know what I mean? I wish I could have done that, but you know, wasn't really no back to school. Everybody was online anyway, so yeah, you know, it is what it is. But you know, you just try to do things where it's like it's still beneficial and helpful for the community and stuff like that. So hopefully we can get to some spot of normalcy. So
well, appreciate you coming on here. Before we go though, because Boyan's head was in the clouds, we gotta give a shout out to our sponsors, Top Mud Studios for sure. Found as always. Always gotta give a shout out. Kangen, Kimura for blessing us with the hoodies, the gloves that are soon dropping. You know what I mean? We got my guy taking care of those. Bearded Bites just for kicks. I got Major Pack in Kansas City. Who else? Anybody else we're forgetting?
Top Mud Studios.
Top Mud Studios again. Done though. Appreciate you coming in. This is Thicc Boy Podcast.